Father Cosmas, the papal journey. We've talked, of course, at length about his visit to Cuba and the United States, which, of course, follows a widely covered trip to Latin America. What seems lost, though, in the attention is the Holy Father's planned visits to the continent of Africa. Why is his visit to various countries on the continent so important?
Number one, I have to thank the Current TV for bringing me in, to discuss about Africa.
It is our pleasure, yes.
And it shows the interest you people have for Africa.
Absolutely.
The papal visit to Africa and, of course, different continents, it's very, very vital.
Okay.
And that's something you cannot undermine. I remember when I was a senior seminarian in Nigeria, when Pope John Paul visited, it was everywhere in the news.
Yes.
It touched the fabric of the people. Why? Because the church plays the conscience of the world, and the church plays the conscience of the whole Christians,
sure,
and Catholics in particular. And then the Pope being the leader of the church, the visit, connects you really with the church, and every word that comes from his mouth,
yes,
makes an imprint into your heart, and that fosters your Christianity.
Father, we talk at length almost every night, unfortunately, about the challenges facing the continent, especially in countries like Nigeria. And those challenges, of course, being Boko Haram and the savagery they are wreaking on the country. What do you hope a visit from the Pope, what kind of inspiration do you think he'll bring to the people that are suffering through these atrocities?
Number one, I have to start, because I always like to say this. Africa is a very, very beautiful continent.
Sure.
I migrated into the United States in the last 6.5 years, but I try as much as I can to stop by to my country and to my hometown every year to reconnect with my people. It's such a beautiful place to be, and they're very, very happy people.
Okay.
But in between the line, human beings as they are, you have people, who move beyond the needed limits, because either they want power, either they want to dominate,
yes,
either they want to show they are superior to others. And some people play some of this game under religious influence.
Yes.
Some claim, we want to show our own religion to be superior over others, and they hide under religion, to seek for this power, to seek for this authority, to seek for this unneeded fulfillment.
And they're doing so in a region in which the Christian population is projected to grow,
yes,
by leaps and bounds.
Yes.
Is it a fear, do you think, or a power struggle?
Yeah, it's some kind of power struggle, because some kind of sects want to convince their people based on their own selfishness.
Okay.
And so they hide under this guise of religion to, seek for this power. For instance, in Nigeria. Nigeria is a very rich oil country. Struggle for this oil. Struggle for money that flows from the oil.
Okay.
Inspires some people. And now what do? They now hide under religion.
Okay.
To inflict pain onto others and to make others fear, and then run away, and then they circle whatever the
Sure.
country has, the whole resources, and that's the problem. That is a very, very big problem.
Father, I'm happy you point to the importance of the continent, because Catholic bishops in Africa have been encouraged to add their voices to a dialogue about the family ahead of October's synod.
Yeah.
Given the importance of the country, and of course its bishops, and all bishops, what do you hope to hear in October?
In October, I want the Pope to talk about freedom.
Yes.
I want the Pope to talk about especially freedom of religion, freedom of worship. I want the Pope to talk about the corruption in Africa. I want the Pope to talk about justice. We know the Pope for all this, but I want him to emphasize on that, talk much about that. And I want the Pope to encourage Christians not to stop, not to run away, not to cow out, or begin to feel, why should we suffer this for what we believe in. So they need encouragement. You know, they need to be strengthened by the words of the Pope. So the papal visit, of course, cannot be undermined. Okay, look at Central Africa. You know, they have this conflict, you know, between Christianity and Islamism. And this conflict has continued.
Sure.
The presence of the Pope will go a long way to cushion that.
Okay.
You know, we talk about the matters in Uganda, which, you know, the Pope is about to celebrate the 50th anniversary of such an important sacrifice of some believers, and about 22 of them. You know, they sacrifice themselves for what they believe in. You know, the words of the Pope and the presence of the Pope will strengthen the Christians in that region, you know, to make them believe and understand that they are not alone, that the church is there for them.
Thank you so much. We're absolutely going to have you back. I'm afraid that's all the time we have, but I appreciate your perspective a great deal.
Thank you very much.
Thank you for being here.
Thank you for having me. Thank you.